Hey there, welcome to my channel. My name is Linda. I'm really excited that you get to join me today. But before we get going, for this video, I am teaming up with my sweet friend Lisa for another collaboration. She is Dollar Mom here on YouTube. She is exceptionally talented. I just love her to bits and pieces. She does all sorts of Dollar Tree DIYs that you will not want to miss. You will find so much inspiration with her phenomenal talent. Make sure you check out her video. I'll have her link in the description box below. Let her know I said hi. Show her some love. I certainly cannot wait to see what she has come up with. So with that said, we've got a lot of fun to do, so what are we waiting for? Let's get started. So for today's projects, we'll be working with DIY lemon home decor using mostly Dollar Tree supplies. In this first project, I'm going to use one of these shorter buckets from Dollar Tree, a package of these big lemons. And I also have a bag of these lemons that I got from Hobby Lobby on half price. Something for a sign, I'm going to use like one of these wood planks. And I got out dowels thinking I would use these, but I end up using skewers from Dollar Tree. So off camera, I take the rope off and I spray paint it outside with this Rust-Oleum flat white spray paint. Once everything is done, when I went looking for some more spray paint, I went in my cupboard and I found this one spray paint. It's this textured stuff. I got it at a garage sale for like $1 and I'm like, that'll look cool. So I sprayed it on here. So that is kind of just a neat little thing. I thought it gave a little bit more of a farmhouse appeal. Now I have this wired stuff that I got off this garland from Dollar Tree. I saved it from my last project. I'm going to spray paint it with this Kills chalk paint. It's supposed to be white, but it actually kind of looks like an off-white. While that's drying, I'm going to do a little bit of staining of my wood products using this antique wax by Waverly, and I'm just going to paint on all this little dowel here. This is actually a part of the toilet bowl plunger handle, and I cut it down and had my husband drill press a hole all the way through this handle. So I am just painting these two pieces here and then wipe off with some paper towel just to give it a stain look. And then I'm going to go in on this piece of wood here that's going to be our sign with just some white paint, and I'm going to paint a couple of coats. Now I've got these cute wooden bees here and some wooden lemons we're going to be painting that we're going to use throughout all our projects today. I will have a link in the description box for you where you can get these. I have a friend that makes these and I talked to her special about making these up, so if you guys like them you could purchase them. So we're painting one of the bees. Of course I paint the head and antenna in black, the body in yellow, and the little wings in white. I love the antenna on the bees because they're heart-shaped, so cute. Two coats of everything here. Then I'm going in with the pencil once the yellow's dry, and I'm just drawing some lines from one side to the other so we can make the little black, stripes on the body. Just going in with a fine detail brush here, some regular black paint, and just painting those little stripes. Just 3 of them right down at the bottom. Once that's done, I'm going to go in and go ahead, dry it up, and then we're going to go ahead and add the wings right on top. Super cute. We're not done with this bee yet. Look at those antennae, aren't they cute? I've got a couple of them painted here. Actually 3 is what I'll end up doing. Now we're moving on to the lemons. So there are 2 pieces. Going to paint the main piece yellow. I'll do that on all 3, and again a couple of these bees and lemons we're going to use in our other couple of projects today. We're just kind of prepping them now since we're already got to paint some anyway. Then we're going to paint the little outline wedge thing in white on all of them. Nice and easy. I just love these. I think they're so super cute. I love that they're wood. They're just versatile. All different sizes here. I kind of have large, medium, and small. And then I've got some white paint here, watered down with water, taking my fan brush. This is how we're finishing it up. And we're just tapping the fan brush and adding splatters onto our bees and little lemon wedges. Super cute. One of these lemons, this is for a later project, I marked the hole and I'm using my Memory Keeper's hole punch and just punching a little hole in it. Wanted to do that before I glued on the little slice here because otherwise it's going to be too thick and we're not going to be able to get our punch around that whole lemon wedge. And then we're going to save that for project number 2. We're going to go ahead and glue on the other 2 little wedges here. and then move on. These will be ready. So super cute. I just love both of these bees and lemons. Look at these, so super cute. Okay, so I'm taking some sandpaper here and I'm just kind of sanding my little, piece here, my little toilet bowl plunger and my little sign, just giving it a little bit of a rustic touch. And then we'll kind of move on to the sign. It's all sanded and nice and rustic. And I've got one of these little flat kind of coffee stir sticks. We'll glue that on in a minute. I made a little quote here using my Cricut Explorer air machine using the fonts Smackover, Charter, and Boshela. We'll get that on our little sign here. Sunny Farms, 100% organic, fresh picked. I made it up. Now here's our little thing all painted here, our little stem or whatever you want to call it, our little rope. What I'm doing is I took that handle, of course, from the toilet bowl plunger, and we're going to make a cute little wooden handle to go on our bucket. Nice and easy, and since that one stuff is all wired, that's easy to form around the bucket. Cut off the excess, weed our little wood on it. You could do, like if you have those wood slices from Dollar Tree, those long little wood slices, you could drill a hole in that and make it your little thing. So I glue the handles onto there, and then I've got 2 pieces of white cardboard here. I'm also going to glue right over the handles and then use those cute little things from Dollar Tree to hold it in place for a while we move on with the rest of our project. But yes, one of those wood slices from Dollar Tree would make a cute little handle there. So now I've got some foam here. I'm just going to kind of speed ahead here and fill this whole bucket with foam. Handle still drying with our little clips on it. Now we're going to bring in, I have these lemon stems from Dollar Tree. They were $3.99, but I got them half price, so $1.99 each. I'm going to use 3 of them because our sign says fresh picked. I thought these would be cute with the leaves on them, like they just, tore them right off the branches. And again, these little bag of lemons, $6.99, got them half price, and then 1 bag of the larger lemons from Dollar Tree, again using skewers. And we're just going ahead in and we're poking in our 3 lemon branches, and I'm taking my skewers and just cutting them in half and then just putting them into the lemons because they're just styrofoam, so nice and easy, poking them right into the green floral foam. Yep, I thought I did. I think I said something at the beginning. If I didn't, I was thinking it. I thought I used more than 1 package, and I did. I'm adding in 4 of the big lemons from Dollar Tree, and then I just pick out multiple smaller sizes from the bag of lemons at Hobby Lobby, and I think I got them for like $3.49 for this whole bag. Again, just poking the little skewers through and adding them in. Just fill it up how you like. I think my handle's dry now because I need to get in and around to poke the lemons in, so taking the little clips off. I thought it was just a fun touch versus the rope around the top like normal. Let's just make our own cute little handle. So it looks like an old bucket out from the backyard that you got, and we're just, making a cute bouquet out of it, of course. Poking in the lemons how you want, as full as you want. Just going through the motions here. I just had a blast doing all these lemon projects, and yes, obviously the 2 other projects today are lemons, and I have some upcoming other videos, of course, that will be lemon themed. I'm in the lemon mode. I know lemons came out last year really popular, but I'm always late to the bandwagon, so I'm making it popular again this year. Here's them all full. Now what we're going to do is just use some of this Spanish moss, and we're just going to fill in around the bottom of the lemons, covering all that foam, tucking it inside the bucket, just finishing it off, making it look nice here. I'm loving how this is turning out, and my cousin loved it so much too that she is buying it from me. I'm gonna have to make myself another one. So I have this check ribbon here I got from Crafter's Outlet, I think. Just love it, black and white check, and I'm just simply, I fed it underneath the handle, and I'm just tying it right around in the front of that handle into a cute little fluffy bow. Nice and easy. Get it into that little bow and fiddle with it and make it all cute. Now I'm using, this is a fabric covered wire. I get them at Joann's, I think, and I just twirl it around a paintbrush to make it all curly, of course. And I'm taking and adding it to a skewer here, and then I'm using floral tape. I have white, but Dollar Tree has green, and I'm just wrapping that wire onto a piece of skewer stick so that we're able to poke this into the floral foam. Then I'm going to bend the top a little bit, and I'm going to glue it onto the top of our bee. So I'm going to do this for 2 bees, and then I've got just a little piece of cardstock paper here, just cutting it to fit the back of the bee, and I'm going to glue that right over the wire. That way it gets it nice and stable in there, and we're going to let that set. Again, I did it on 2 bees. We're going to add our little stick to the back of our sign here. Let that set, and we're going to add one of our smaller half lemons to the bottom of the front of our sign. Poke that in here, and then we're going to add our bees in. And then once I get both of these bees into that floral foam, this cute lemon bouquet is complete. Before we move on to project number 2, welcome to my channel. My name is Linda. If you're new to my channel, I've been a crafter for years, and I love to do all sorts of DIY home decor crafts, from Dollar Tree crafts that are farmhouse, rustic, primitive, adding in a little bit of paper crafting. I post videos once a week, so go ahead and hit that red subscribe button and that notification bell so you don't miss out on a single video from me. I'm also on Instagram. Pop on over and say hi. And if you're looking for a little bit more inspiration from myself and other crafters, I do have a Facebook group. I will have the link to my Facebook group and Instagram in the description box. I hope to see you there. Until then, let's move on to project number 2. For this project, I'm going to use this candle holder from Dollar Tree, and I got 2 of these glass bowls actually from Walmart, and they were 97 cents a piece, so really cost effective. I'm going to spray paint all 3 of these with this Rust-Oleum flat spray paint. Here they are, all done, ready to go. And now what I need to do is glue one of the bowls onto the candlestick. I've got a little bit of this Gorilla Glue already on there. I'm just going to add a little bit more because it says it likes to sit for about 2 minutes before you put your next piece on, and then it will set up in about a minute, and then you're ready to go. It has to cure for 24 hours, but you can move it around. While that is setting up, I've got a piece of cardboard here. I just freehanded a circle. I'm covering both sides with some white cardstock, and I'll trim up the circle a little bit. We're going to use this in one of our bowls just to take up a little space. In our bottom bowl that's on the candlestick holder, I've put a little bit of cotton filling in it, and now I've got a quote I'm going to add to both bowls that will say something really cute. This one obviously says life, and this is the font Georgia. All my fonts on the projects today come from dafont.com. I've started this, but it was a little bit tricky, kind of, centering the letters on it. So I've done most of it off on camera for you, and then I finished the rest. But this top one says The Sweet, and this is done with the Georgia and Boshela. So with the 2 together, it will say The Sweet Life. And I did that kind of in reference to like sweet lemons and enjoying the sweet life, that kind of thing. So I'll set one bowl on top of the other, kind of on that cotton batting. Here's what it looks like. Here's that cardboard circle we're going to set in the top. And then I'm going to add a little bit of Excelsior on top just to kind of cover up the circle. Like I said, that circle's just going to take up a little bit of space on the bottom. It's going to help raise our lemons up. I'm going to again use some of the Dollar Tree and Hobby Lobby lemons and one of these hearts from Dollar Tree as well. I've cut some cardstock and sewed around the edges, and we're just going to glue it to the back of this heart here to cover up that raw edge. And then we'll add a quote to this as well using Beacon Fabri-Tac glue today. And this quote says 100% genuine. Again, this is with the Georgia font. So the whole quote says The Sweet Life, 100% genuine. These are beautiful board, laser cut chipboard from Reneabouquets. They are called Lemon Blossoms. These are lemon branches. I'll be using, we'll have the link in the description box for you down below. I'll use another kind of lemon blossoms from Reneabouquets in my next project. Gluing a little stick on the back of that sign there. Going to add some big lemons in our bowl. Add some smaller lemons while that stick is setting on our sign. I've got some of these delphinium flowers that I cut apart from this branch. These are from Dollar Tree, of course. And then I have some other little tinier like wildflower blossoms also from Dollar Tree, which are right here. And I just wanted to do, you know, lemons and flowers to kind of match the cute little lemon blossom beautiful board laser cut chipboard on that sign. And I'm just kind of arranging flowers in here how I want on camera. I think off camera I kind of rearrange them again, but just to kind of show you how I work it here. Just kind of setting them in and how you like it to be. You could just do all lemons if you want. Putting my little sign right in here. And now outside I spray painted, added some wood beads to, I think I did 10 of each one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 of each one. Spray painted some black, some white. Once they're all dry, I am just alternating them onto some white twine here that I get from Walmart. And then that lemon, remember that first project, that lemon we punched a hole in? We're going to add it right on here to the twine once we do all our beads. And then I'm going to take that through that hole, and then I'm going to bring it back up through the beads here to hide the end. I'm going to, you know, bring that end of the twine back up through the beads, about 3 or 4 beads here. And then I'll cut off the excess on that little tail there, and that, like I said, will kind of hide that loose twine end there. Get my words straight. I like that to kind of hide the end. Then I'm going to go to the other end, and I'm just going to make a little loop at the top here. Loop it around, take that tail and wrap it around there, and kind of make it just look like, I don't know, a little thing there, a little loop. And I'm going to glue the end. And the reason I made the loop is because I want to be able to just kind of put one of those stem flowers through the loop and tuck it inside the lemons so that it holds the cute little beaded garland and lets it hang outside the bowl. Now I'm going to remove the top for a minute. On the bottom I'm going in with this cute polka dot ribbon from Dollar Tree. I'm going to tie a little bow, and then once that's done I'm going to put my other bowl right back on top, and this project will be complete. And now let's move on to our last project, number 3. So for this project, I'm going to be using one of these cutting boards. I'm going to remove the little tacks and this front sign, but of course save them because we will put them back on in just a few minutes. Get it off as best as you can. Take off excess paper. And now I'm going to take Dixie Belle chalk paint in the color Caviar, and I'm going to paint around the perimeter of this board, front and back. And yes, there's little kitty feet on the right side. She loves to craft with me. Or she naps and I craft, I guess. So just on the front, we're painting just around the perimeter, and then on the back, the same thing as well. And of course the sides. Now off camera, I traced around this cutting board onto some black cardstock, sewed around all the edges of all my papers today, and I'm just putting that on the back, completely covering it, and then taking a little sandpaper along the edges of that paper and the board just to get it all nice and smooth against that board and any excess paper hanging off. So here I am on the front remaining papers, taking the open end of my scissor blades, and I'm scraping along all the edges of my papers just to roughen it up a little bit. And you can kind of see the black sewing on my paper on my sewing machine. Just straight stitch all polyester thread, size 10 needle, tension on a 4 and stitch on a 4, just sewing around the edges. Using white cardstock, black cardstock, and this black and white plaid from Hobby Lobby. Now what I did for the front of this board is I traced the front onto some black cardstock, and then I redrew the perimeter about 1/4 inch in, and then I cut that out. Then I took that black piece of cardstock, the bottom half of it, not the handle, traced it onto white cardstock, again cut it in about 1/4 inch, and then I did the same thing on a piece of black and white check paper. So I've got the white paper. We're going to go ahead and glue it down onto the black cardstock first. Put that aside for a minute. I forgot to paint my little sign here. We're just going to kind of go around the edges with that same Dixie Belle chalk paint in the color Caviar. And then while that's drying, we're going to go ahead and add our plaid paper to the bottom of our cutting board here, bottom of our cutting board. And now on our sign, we're going to go ahead and add our white cardstock here. And then I'm just laying my sign on the cutting board piece here because I want to lay the black and white plaid paper on top of it, but I want that to exactly measure straight across as the black and white piece on the bottom of the cutting board there, so it all looks like it's almost one layer all the way across. Hope that's understandable. Gluing that on. Now on the cutting board part, I've marked a little hole here, and I'm going to do a hole punch here where I marked it. Punch the hole right here, we go. And then I got one of these bees just like we did in the first project. I add a little bit of that wire, curled it around, glued it on the back of the bee, putting it through that hole we punched. I'm going to glue that down, and then I'm going to add glue all to the back of this cardstock, and then off camera I'm going to go ahead and glue it to the cutting board itself. So that's ready to go. Now I'm taking some sandpaper and I'm just kind of roughening up the exposed edges of the wood around that perimeter there. Now I've got some more of these lemon blossom pieces from Reneabouquets. Again, I will link them down below. These are large branches and large tuck-ins. We're going to glue one of the branches down here at the bottom of the sign itself. We're off of the cutting board now. I know it kind of little kind of cutting boarded sign, but this is the sign, the other's the cutting board, right? And I've got some plastic letters here. They were black, but they were a shiny black, so off camera I just spray painted them outside with a flat black, and now I'm going ahead and gluing these in place here, leaving a little bit of space for our E. We'll come back to that E in a moment. I think this cutting board turned out so super cute. It was so cute that my husband came home from work and I was in here crafting, and I heard him say, "This is cute," and he came walking into the room holding the cutting board. You never get that response from a husband. He's like, "This will look cute in our kitchen." I guess we're keeping this one. One more letter to go here. Perfect. Before we add our E in, we're going to do a little bit of work on top of our sign here. You guessed it, I'm going to add a little bit more. This is from Cricut Design Space again. This is using the Boshela font. Boshela. It says Farm Fresh, of course, to go with our lemons. So in totality, it'll say Farm Fresh Lemons. Now we're going to go ahead and glue this sign to the front of the cutting board. Once we get that in place, we'll go ahead and add our E, which is, of course, one more of these lemon slices that we painted at the very beginning in our first project. I think this makes the cutest looking stinking E I've ever seen. Now we're taking these tacks, remember I said to save them, and we're going to go ahead and push them back into position. I had to push them in, and then I took a little hammer off camera and pounded them into place. They were hard to get back into that wood, so I just kind of got them into position and pounded them off camera. Now we're going to add the final finishing touches. I've got this cute polka dot ribbon and, of course, the cute black and white check ribbon from Dollar Tree. I just made two little bows, gluing them one on top of the other, and then in front of that last bow I'm going to glue this little lemon piece, and once that is glued on, this project is complete. I really hope you enjoyed all the projects that I came up with today. Remember, if you're not a subscriber, to hit that red subscribe button and notification bell. Please give this video a thumbs up and leave me a comment down below and let me know which project was your favorite. Also remember, I will have Lisa's link in the description box. You need to go check out what she came up with for this collaboration. And I'm going to leave you with one final thought. Try and be content in whatever you have in your life, in whatever circumstance you are going through. Take a moment right now. Focus on a blessing and give thanks to God for that blessing. Receive the goodness God has to offer through that blessing. Find some joy in the circumstance of your life. You are loved. You are worth it. Thank you for sharing your time with me, and I'll talk with you again soon. Bye.